Excuse the hair. I've just done a Bunnings run in the rain. I have more paint because I never finished the room. Let me show you what it looks like. So I have been fixing up a beauty room in the back of the salon that I was calling the Black Room of Death because the person who had the place before me painted the whole place black, including the ceiling. This is currently what it looks like. And I just want to give you a little reminder of what it did look like before. And this is why I called it the Black Room of Death. And it's already taken us quite a few coats of paint to get it to look kind of normal. But here we are. 3 coats on the roof. We've already done 1 coat on the walls. So I decided to, before fully tackling all the walls, the hardest bit that I've found so far is actually going around the plumbing pipes that are at the bottom. So yep, I put my little sperm suit back on, and the best thing I can do is just go over this one with a brush. Yes, I do have a hole in my little paint suit. So yeah, I hope you like this angle. So I've tackled that one, and then only thing I could do was let that dry before tackling the other walls. So I actually did this one after work one day, and then I had to wait a little bit before I could get on to the next lot. It really didn't seem like much, but after all that, I was absolutely knackered. But too bad, so sad, I still had another wall to go. Now, if you're wondering why there's a full black section in the corner, I decided I'm not even going to bother painting that section. And the reason being is because eventually we are going to be changing the basin, and I want to get like a cabinetry. So there's actually no point me painting that because it's just going to be covered up anyway. So after a cheeky breakfast run, yeah, this is what we mean by cheeky, I did go to IKEA, and the only thing I found that I actually liked was some shelves. And yeah, even after 1 coat, very, very, very thick coat, it is still patchy AF. So let's have fun. Oh, and don't worry about the floor. If anyone's wondered why I haven't covered up the floor, I'm getting rid of the floor. So, time to put on my little painter's suit and let's get started. Just got a bit of air hole going on in the crotch there. I don't need this. It's like the biggest hole in the bum hole, biggest hole in the crotch there. Okay, so it's finally time for me to start doing the next coat of paint, and I just want to point out how much of a champion my partner is. I was doing this after work on, I think it was a Tuesday, and he was actually off sick from work, and I told him, don't bother coming in, like, I'll do this, you don't need to come in. But he came in anyway. The poor thing, he had to actually go lay down because at one stage he actually was feeling quite sick. I told him not to come in. But I managed to tackle the rest of it by myself. It took me a bit because because you're kind of going white over white, and your eyes kind of play tricks on you when you're trying to work out what you've already painted and what you haven't. But I made it work, so that was okay. And even though there was plenty of painting to get through, at least the time went by pretty quick because I was able to have a good chat with one of the girls. So this lady here, she actually rents the other beauty room for me. Unfortunately, she is leaving soon. She has a little baby at home, so it's all fair enough. But sometimes having someone to chat to does make the work not so bad. Still a bit patchy on the floor. So I come back the next day to touch up a few extra bits that I didn't quite get to with the paint roller. So I'm just using a brush. And yeah, these little paint suits, let me show you. I ripped it even more. It's practically nothing left. So I did buy some gloss paint to do the door, in case you're wondering what's going on with that. I think I'm best to wait till the wall dries, in case I put my hand on the wall. kind of big now. Tell you what though, that one extra coat makes it look so much better in here. Right. So much brighter. Till you look at the mess we made. We'll get there. So I started on Tuesday, now it is currently Thursday, and as you can tell, when I was using the roller, I hit the ceiling. I don't think I noticed it at the time because it's like white on white, but it's two different color whites. Oh, I'll get there. And I've got myself a brand new sperm suit. Okay, so it might look daggy and cute all at the same time, but I noticed as soon as I bent over here how tight it felt. I had to keep pulling it up and I just knew that crotch was gonna blow. They don't make them tall enough. I'm a short person. I'm only 5'3". How do tall people wear these? Next in a paint, well. So I ran out of ceiling paint, but we do have some undercoat left. Fingers crossed it's the same white. So in case you're wondering why I'm bending over here, I was actually pulling up the lining of the floor because I'd said a few times I actually want to change it and I was curious to see how easy it was. And I did kind of cross my fingers there because it seems like it's going to be really easy to pull up. But that's a job for another day. My next job here was to actually finally get this door painted. I was trying to work out how I wanted to go about this one. But I never kind of used this paint before. This is like, you know, the high gloss
But I also
paint.
didn't want to stuff this one up.
The
so I thought
$100
I better
tin
tape
paint.
around the door. Because, yeah, knowing me, I'll make a mess.
And remember how I said this is a new painter's suit? Well,
Just making fart holes.
I just want to point out, this says it's for people that are 180 centimeters tall, and I am only 160. Go figure. It's just air holes in case you are.
So you probably can't tell because it's off camera there, but I poured a little bit of paint out onto my little bucket just so I can kind of go around and do the edges. My plan was to first tackle the door frame, especially the bit at the top because I needed a ladder to be able to reach it. I didn't kind of realize how much different it was going to be painting this compared to painting the wall. Because it's oil based, it's actually a lot thicker and I was having trouble trying not to get those streaks in there. I wasn't sure if it was like self-leveling or not. And then I thought I'd better tackle the edges and go around the door. I didn't bother doing the top of the door, like the actual edge of the top of the door, because the top of the door wasn't painted originally and I just thought, oh, I don't know, is there a reason behind that? I have no idea. So I thought I'll just leave that one. I did have a tiny little bit of paint left in that bucket. And then I needed to go out and put some onto my little tray so I could actually use a roller. And to be honest with you, I don't think it looked that great. Like I was looking at it and I was like, it looks really patchy, eh? Now, remember, this wall was originally black. And then we decided to put an undercoat on there. The undercoat is kind of that low sheen. And here we are using the high sheen going over the top. It just looks horrible. I was really hoping that one coat would be okay, but it's patchy AF.
It is really patchy. Hopefully just one more coat will do that. So I'm not sure how long I need to wait for that to dry. I reckon I can do it today.
According to the tin, you actually need to leave it for a good 2 hours, but I'm pretty impatient, so I kind of just waited till it was like dry to touch, where it wasn't rubbing off my fingers or anything like that, and I thought I'm just going to go over it and give it a second coat. My thoughts was maybe when I did it, I just wasn't doing it thick enough. So I thought, hey, technically this is the 3rd coat, but hopefully that'll do. And this is where I decided it definitely needs 1 more coat at least. Now I come to Saturday, we actually had some visitors. Outside of the salon is a huge tree, and we even had some black cockatoos come along.
It's the end of the day after a busy Saturday, but the door behind me here is not quite done. Actually, when I look at it on the video here, it looks pretty good. But then in person, when you actually turn around and look at it properly, it's pretty patchy still. It doesn't help that there was so much glue on there. I'm hoping when I peel this off, the paint comes off okay. But yeah, you can see it's quite patchy. Even up here. So I'm just gonna go around and do 1 more coat. Whereas the door frame seems okay. So I might leave the door frame and just go and do the door itself. But I completely forgot. And look, I just peeled a little bit away. And this happened. You live and you learn. This is the first time I've ever done this, so. Okay, so I'm gonna peel the takeaway first, and then only because if I want to do any touch-ups, I kind of want to do it just with a little brush, without having to worry about dicking around with tape, because that way I can see what little touch-ups I need to do, and then I can tackle the door with the door. I don't need to worry about tape because it's just the door, and then I can take, oh my gosh, oh, we'll see how we go anyway. And before I start painting, I'm going to take this off, but let's see. Oh, it's a good peel so far. Oh! That was satisfying. Yeah, it's like it's peeled the paint. Yeah, I feel like most of it came off really well. Until we get to here. Yes. Do the zoom ins. There we go. Oh dear. Hopefully I can just touch it. You can see the black underneath. When I eventually do take this off, I don't know if I should use a blade, because that's going to be fun. But I'm not doing that yet because I need to paint this door. Time to get out of this and put on my little span suit. Hey, I did all that spray thing on that wall when I was wearing a skirt the other day, so you're right. Oh wait, that was my fanny hole. Alright, rich. Right one, yeah, my trusty dusty paint. $100 per tin. Ugh. I'm gonna start. Get it off from there. Well, I know where this rag is going. In the bin. Oh man, it's not even soaking it up. I was thinking, oh, I'll just use this rag, but it's not water-based paint. It's like oil-based, I'm pretty sure. How many times do I have to do that? Don't ask me for painting advice. Oh, in case I never mentioned, don't worry about the floor because I am going to be ripping the floor up anyway. Hopefully I can see through the other side. So I was just using the sink here to like wash that rag and wipe my hands and stuff. But can you see the water, like the white, how it's come down underneath? And it's quite obvious because we purposely didn't paint here because we are planning to change the sink. But it goes to show the sink seal wasn't even on the wall to start with. Like it's all come away from the wall. I need to get that as all drips. Oh, and if you're wondering about this sink, I was planning to change it anyway, so don't stress. I can clean it up, but yeah, the person who was renting the space before left it in a absolutely disgusting state. So yeah, all that blue stuff, let's turn it tattoo ink. Gross. Let's try not to fuck this one up. Again. Be messy because it's paint everywhere, and as much as I can try to keep it out of my hands. It's already on my hands. Well, I'm pretty sure the paint has been mixed. I'm not going to use too much. If I need more, I can just grab some more. My partner is going to come here and go, WTF did you do? Obviously, a little accident. I think we got lots of these napkins. So where the salon is, next door to sorry, I'm like second guessing if the lid is on the right direction. It's on the right direction. I'm right next to a service station. And Um, yeah, right next to a servo, so we're always going over there and getting lunch. Okay, don't stand there. Because it is wet. Very, very, very carefully. Oh, this is going to be hard. I'm a genius. A very messy genius. It didn't work, I made a mess. You know, people very, look at my life. I feel like if it keeps drying funny, I still have some of the wall paint, and I can just do a little bit of a touch up. But it's going to be so minuscule. I don't think anyone's ever going to notice it. Okay. Let's draw. If I get some on the frame, I don't think it's going to matter. It's the same colour.
Now after finally finishing painting that door, and I felt like it was actually looking pretty good, it was time to finally take the tape off that was sitting around the door handle.
Start again, where it's picked up a whole bunch of the paint from underneath. Look at that! No! Oh. You want to say for fuck's sake? Say for fuck's sake. This was a disaster. If the door didn't have that black paint on it already, I feel like it would have been fine. But because there was so much paint underneath, maybe when this was wet, it's pulled it up. You're always going to see that. It's never going to be perfect.
Now from this angle, it actually didn't look too bad. But when you get up nice and close, trust me, it was a horror story.
You know, just when I thought that was the end and I wasn't going to have to put any more paint on there, here's stuff at the door, and here's stuff at me. It needs to be sanded now. So I think what I'm going to have to do is wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to have to sand it so that way it looks kind of smooth, and then go over it. Like I want to just throw in the towel. So good. Just so you can tell what I've done. Where I fucked up. Have you ever done a job so bad that you just want to cry? I do have an idea though. Here's my idea. Hair dryer. Don't mind the fluff, it's all stuck to my hands. But there is a sanding block. It's probably not strong enough, but it's worth trying. Okay, you're supposed to wait a good 2 hours between drying. But I don't want to wait 2 hours. I remember saying in the last video, I don't want to give it the landlord special, but unfortunately I'm giving it the landlord special, and I feel bad for giving it the landlord special. This makes me understand the landlord special. I understand how they do it now. It's frustration. frustration and inexperience and inexperience. Okay. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be wet or not. This is not strong enough, I can tell you now. I just found this in the back, so, and I'm kind of dealing with limited tools I have. Someone in the comments is going to go, you need to use such and such a great sandpaper. Or don't put that in the first place. I'm like, yeah, I know that. Hey, I know what I'm doing. Wait, a bulb. I have no idea if you can see what I'm looking at, but it's, yeah, because of missing paint here, where it peeled off, well, I peeled it off and tried to touch it up and tried to sand it because it did shit. I'll tell you what, the hairdryer got pretty quick. I mean, it's not really what it's designed for. Kind of. I mean, it kind of is. It's more supposed to be like big divots on the walls and stuff. Maybe I should have sanded it back further so there's something to grip onto. It's kind of working. You can't, I don't know if you can tell from the angle you are. It is working. I'm feeling good now. Should I title this video like, idiot has no idea what she's doing, but she's renovating a room anyway? Like, isn't there like a stain and it's like, oh, fuck's sake, it's feeling the paint on me. Because obviously it wasn't dry properly. Let's just scrape it back. Try again. Get rid of that. So what was I saying? I said there was like a saying about if you want to do the job once, you do it good. But if you do a bad job, you have to do it like 5 times or something like that. That's the current lesson I'm learning right now. At least I can admit that I fucked up. You know, there's people out there and they do something wrong and they don't take responsibility for their actions and stuff like that. Well, this is me saying, I'm fucked up big dog. The only problem is this isn't really strong enough to scuff it up, so I can't really even make it look. I'm just hoping when I put this stuff on, it's enough to get a bit of a grip. Get a grip. Girls, you ever go like, oh, I just need my dad. Dads know how to do it right. He's probably watching this going, what the fuck are you doing? Stop the train wreck. Oh no, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I feel like I applied a little bit and then it's, because it's not sticking. So there's something telling me what I'm doing is not gonna work. Oh, and if anyone's wondering about the door handle, I've got something I can use to clean it, so don't stress. As much as I'm gonna blame myself, because I know it actually was me, I am gonna blame the person that painted the walls black to start with. We won't blame me for peeling the tape off in a stupid way. I think I'll just do the hair dry thing again because it seems to work really quick. And then I'm just gonna give it more credit because I feel like it's gonna be fucked. I mean, ideally you probably want to change the door because that's not the only divot in it. There is a couple other ones, but I feel like now that it's around the handle, it's really obvious. Just annoyed. It's still very obvious. But if you stand back, you probably can't see it. Never mind, you can see it. I just when I stood on the other side of the room. Paint cleaner and a Q-tip. I'm going to go around the door. I feel like everything I'm doing is making it worse. The door handle is also painted black. I feel like black, because black absorbs light, I'm having a hard time seeing the black paint. And that's why I didn't realise. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop. It's actually spin out for me because the door handle itself, it's like the black, you know, the black matte finish. But I think what's happened is when she's painted the door, she's been hitting the door handle with the black paint, and there's actually black paint all over here. I think we're just gonna have to live with the fact that that is fucked. Unfortunately, whoever ends up working in here when you have your door closed, I'm sorry. If I learn how to fix it, I will fix it. If I don't learn how to fix it, I'm fucked. When the door's open, you won't notice it though. To be honest with you, I can see it with my naked eye. In person, but on camera, you can't see it. If I take my glasses, it disappears. Let's never do that again, eh? Well, after everything. Well, hopefully I don't have to do any more painting in this room. It's not very long. I forgot about that thing. Let me get myself dressed. Okay, well, it's hot right now. So anyway, I feel like today was an absolute disaster. I kind of wish I never even did it in the first place. But we have a door that's painted now. Just like the door handle area a bit. Don't worry about that yet. I completely forgot about that. Do I tackle that today? No. I think I'm gonna leave it because I feel like if I touch anything else today, I'm just gonna ruin it. I feel like I've ruined everything. I also just dropped my phone on the floor. And lucky, it has a screen protector on it, but I can tell it's definitely cracked underneath. Lucky, you can't tell.